There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.
Land of the rising sun, we and cherish, beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if their prize is dead for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation. O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending we shall be a dedication. Spilling our blood we count a privilege. The waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be a flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised the wounds of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets build the glorious sun. Our victory will scarred our minds around. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfall. Guide all our movement lest we go astray. Give us the strength to hear the humanist call, to give and not to count their cost each day. Bless those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
I got respect to the Most High. Yeah. Biafra, the rising sun. Can you hear me now?
Everywhere in the world, Biafrans are fighting for freedom. Freedom, yeah. Biafrans, we know what we want. Biafrans, we know what we need. All we want is Biafra. All we need is Biafra. Our leader have tell us the truth. Now we know who we are. Asaflan is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. They are killing our people.
No more one Nigeria. The amalgamation is over. All we need is Biafra.
I'm not saying this because I'm a Biafra, but I'm thinking of the life we lose every time that comes. Killing innocent people, yeah. Raping our women, yeah. Who doesn't know about the doesn't know about the oil well. House of Fulani is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. All we want is Biafra. We want to go home. Biafra.
Biafra, land of the rising sun. Bombo clan. It was good the devil and we chose good.
Enego is calling Biafra. Anani saying Biafra. Ogoja is saying Biafra. Enego is saying Biafra. Urobo is saying Biafra. Shekiri is saying Biafra. We want to go home. We want a freedom. We want to go home.
Yo,
Tropical mix.
There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.
Once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, people of conscience around the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra. We are reaching you live and direct all the way from Biafra land, and of course streaming concurrently on Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is not just only a child of circumstance, but the embodiment of pro-Biafran group who understand the importance of the de facto customary government for the people of Biafra in a time like this. This platform is being anchored by Diokpa Uchuka from Efo, who hails from Abatete in Anambra State. We are simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And this is one truth our people are coming in terms with. They are understanding gradually, but they need more push to be able to assimilate the true information and actually tell them the truth about situation and circumstance surrounding us as a people. We have noble men and women out there who, for the sake of the truth, have denied themselves comfort, have denied themselves pleasures of life, made enormous sacrifice, too numerous to mention. And of course, you have them on the side of the pro-Biafran group. You have our daddy in the Lord, Okum. You have Dr. Kado, Mazinwo Kinkwo. You have Agonwanyi, you have Ada Biafra, members of Biafra Nation Alliance. You are highly appreciated for standing on the path of the truth, irrespective of whose heart is got. By the special grace of the Almighty Creator, I remain George ONYIBE, and I hail from Agbo, Anyoma province to be precise, Anyoma province in Delta State. And like I always say, every piece of land in Delta State is Biafra land. And this having been said, I will move on to acknowledge indigenous people of Nnamdi. We must understand it is about all of us and it is about none of us. And so we must continue telling ourselves the truth. It will irritate you in the first instance, but don't worry, I promise you, you will get used to it, because eventually we have been able to get in terms with your nonchalant behaviors. You are assigned. Maybe they gave you data and they told you you are fighting for your fatherland, and then they tell you this one is a saboteur, this one is a betrayer, we will call their name later, just go on their platform. They tell some of you, don't listen to them, don't follow them, and when they see you on my platform, they will call you, we saw you listening to George ONYIBE, have you joined them? Tell us now, let us know. This Andy Beribe, and then they threaten you, they tell you, oh, they just help us, insult them, let people discredit them. My guy, the truth may not be fast, but it will certainly and always overtake the lies. Truth is very cheap. It does not need defense. Just let it go. It makes its way. But lie, very expensive on the other hand. You got to continue lying and lying and lying to cover another lie. Very expensive. And so indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, you are not indigenous people of Biafra. The earlier you get it, the better. Indigenous people of Biafra are noble people. They are sincere people. They are honest people. People in need of freedom. We understand their feelings, emotion when it comes to the issue of Biafra, and some criminal element capitalize on this and make a fool out of all of us. And so when you see people under the platform of Biafra agitation, I want you to check all of them. Outside the Human Right and Freedom radio station, constantly antagonizing them and exposing their lies. Every other platform are focusing on their agenda. Every other platform. You cannot hear Bim Mozob jumping up and down insulting Nnamdi Kanu, even though Chief Raphael Wazirike tried to play a mature game by giving some credit to Nnamdi Kanu. But you won't see them. But yet Nnamdi Kanu will not come out by himself, but he's going to pay some misguided brothers peanut, those on my Facebook for instance, and say rubbish them, you insulting everybody. But by now you should know that your propaganda, your power of character assassination, blackmail, they have lost their power. People are happy now to be known as saboteur. People are glad now to see you on their platform. There are people I thought they are too mature, too refined to insult people. And recently I noticed that they even cost more than me and Nnamdi Kanu, the criminal. And so you are just being fooled. You are just being used. You don't have common sense. To you are fighting for Biafra. But I call upon all of you, apply your wisdom to reasoning. Quicken your conscience and ask yourself the truth. How did we get here? I will always acknowledge you until your number has come to nothing and you don't exist anymore. I don't block you people. I love it. So bring your cause. The world is watching you and they know you for who you really are. I use this privilege to acknowledge the Creator, the one who has set our feet upon this path. We continue to reference Him and give Him all the glory, because on the end, all glory must be to our God, for He is worthy of our praise. No man on earth should give glory to himself. All the glory must be to our God. He said. Without wasting much of our time, we go to our topic this evening, and which is simply titled, Do not allow the following factors to distract you from the main issue. Do not allow the following factors to distract you from the main issue. We have the main issue. There is a reason why we came out. We did not start this agitation. If we have to go back even before 1914, whether it is the exploration era, whether it is the colonization era, whether it is the era of slave trade, whether it is era of constitution after the amalgamation, the one truth is clear: our people have never accepted this union. And so less than 6 months after independence, Nigerians start bleeding. And so those who are saying, oh, North is bleeding, you are not a sincere person. It's not North that is bleeding. Nigeria is bleeding. Bleeding in the hands of the politician, bleeding in the hand of the criminal-minded individual in the name of agitation, bleeding in the hands of religious Islamics, bleeding in the hands of our administrators. Nigerian has been bleeding. Many people were assassinated and still being assassinated. They continue. These are the main issue. Adakaboro said this cannot continue. He was killed for it. Ken Saro-Wiwa said no, they have to be reviewed. He died for it. Many people like Ifajuna, they registered their displeasure. Today many people misunderstand them and they call them saboteur. You have people like Chukuma Uzogo. He did what he can. Betrayed and abandoned. He took his life for this same matter. You have Dean Chukwemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu. He invested everything he didn't even work for. His father's word, he would have stayed in London, traveled the whole world more than Nnamdi Kanu, live in affluence and then enjoy love his women, take care of his children and then die. You'll be praising him like Dangote because he was far richer than Dangote. His father was far richer than Dangote. But they won't tell you those anyway. But let's not digress. Our women has registered their displeasure. Not this generation that are gossiping, raising fun. And so we have never agreed. And every genuine Nigerian understand that something is not right in this union. These are the real issue. Some on the other platform decide that no, the constitution of Nigeria as amended in 1999, it's just a replacement, a copy and paste. These are what did you call it? These are law from the military. Decrees was eventually converted to constitution. Very fraudulent. Nobody was invited, nobody was consulted. Some few criminals with the barrier of the gun jump up from nowhere because they decide who live like, who die like Nnamdi Kanu, and then they tell you, we the people of Nigeria, we the people of Nigeria. And some people, based on their level of exposure, said no, this is fraud. They have to review the 1999 constitution. And everybody who has pushed very hard without being diplomatic has been killed, incarcerated, denied justice, frustrated, and even those on the front line trying to amend the constitution of Nigeria, I tell you, they are very careful with their utterance. And then there are groups who are there out calling for devolution of power, constitutional review. They can say constitutional amendment, they can say different grammar. Let's not forget the main issue. Let's not allow ourselves to be distracted by the following factors, because it is really having its negative impact on what we are doing. But the truth is we cannot be distracted. We know where we are coming from, we know where we are, and certainly we are going to get to the end of this road. We've been there before, I can assure you that. We can see the federal government of Nigeria making moves to borrow billions from the Islamic Bank. For instance, there have been conspiracy theory of the Islamization agenda of Nigeria. I remember in inception in 2015, late 2014, when we were telling ourselves on our platform, one of the messages Nnamdi Kanu gave before he sold his soul to the zoo, he talked about emasculation, triangulation rather. He said they are making effort to triangulate us, and if they succeed in triangulating us, we are done as a people. And then there was need to mobilize everybody. this triangulation process cannot be completed, and we placed everything that we have within us to put an end to it. They've not still succeeded already. This were the time men were being sincere to themselves. You cannot say it very loud. You can only whisper it, very fragile. It disappears into the thin air. These are the main issue. And I tell you, they are having a very deep foothold upon our land. But they will not conquer. They cannot deceive us. Because honestly, we will come from the direction they are not expecting us. We will fight them in an atmosphere where they will become aliens. We will take them to a terrain they know nothing about. And let the heavens and the earth bear witness to this very testament, because we stand between the living and the dead. Like I said earlier, the federal government runs up and down, going to borrow money, billions of dollars from the Islamic Bank. You cannot be distracted that they just borrowing money. Nigeria, as we all know, have no need, no reason to be poor, no need to borrow money. Have we not spent over 2 decades repaying loan to the British government, and has paid more than 100 times the very amount of money that was borrowed to us? And people played politics with it. But every form of borrowing you are seeing them borrow, they have agenda. These are the main issue why Nigeria must be called off. Because one day you see you are somebody's property already, and let God help you that you are Chinese or Japanese property. Let God be merciful that you become even British government or American property, because this one you are crying under the hands, the edicts of the British government. Wait, let Saudi Arabia come. That time you go no see head na part of body. But to some of you, it doesn't mean they are borrowing. They remove fuel subsidy. They increase fuel price on daily basis. They don't pay workers. But they spend billion living large. Their children go to some of the hotels, most expensive hotels around the world. And of course, you're going to talk about school there. And then we feel it's not on. We're being distracted. We can see the creation of Sharia state within the Nigerian secular state. Obasanjo permitted it. Zamfara state, among others, introduced their own government. They divided Nigeria without seeking permission from you. And when you drink beer, they cut off your hand. When you look woman yash, they cut off one eye. When you wear a trouser as a woman, they cut off one leg. Obasanjo was there. Is he a Christian now or a Muslim? I can't remember. And as we speak till today, Sharia law is still prevalent in those parts of Nigeria. But this is supposed to be a secular state. These are the issues that must be addressed. We cannot pretend that we do not know the consequence of some of these activities. Because sooner or later, we will tell ourselves the truth. And when we fail to tell ourselves the truth, we will eventually know the truth. We can see deliberate means by the federal government of Nigeria to acquire massive acres of land across the whole of the region, with different kind of nefarious names and excuses. Are we going to talk about grazing reserve bill? Are we going to talk about cattle ranching? Is it the cattle colony? Is it Ruga? They want land. To some of you, it doesn't matter. You just give them. We have more than 30,000 hectares of land. Let's give them. Is it not 10 they are asking for? We still have 20. Are built. You don't know how nations are formed. That is why you go to Europe, a country, one Italy is not up to the size of Lagos. German is not up to the size of Sokoto. all this country, all of them you are seeing are just little group, but they understand how the process of forming a nation and the implication of not addressing so many issues, and so all of them are different country. You used to hear West Germany, North Germany, Eastern Germany, Germany, all this one. Why did you think those things were allowed to exist? Doesn't mean they are not all Germans anymore, but they understand the need why certain issues, main issues, should not be neglected. But to you, let's give them land, let's give them land. As a child, I never hear indigenous Fulani of Nigeria, but as we speak, indigenous Hausa are disappearing. Indigenous Nupe, Gwari, all of them are going into extinction. And then you have indigenous Fulani from Niger and other countries within West African region tripping in their thousands into Nigeria. It doesn't mean to you. You think it's the land they want? It is not the land they want, but yet it is the land they want, because the people and the land, they are, I will use a dogma in religious field which says separatable, inseparable. You are the land and the land is you. You are the land is your name and your name is you. All of them together are different, but all of them are the same. And then the moment they settle in different communities, what happens next? Indigenous Fulani of Enugu State, indigenous Fulani of Agbo State, indigenous Fulani of Bayelsa State, indigenous Fulani of Abia State. And now I really don't have anything wrong with this if it is done with genuine intention. Why can't we have indigenous Igbo people in Arugongo? Why can't we have indigenous people who are in Oyo State? Indigenous people of Igbo, indigenous Igbo of Ekiti State. Is what good for the goose, not good for the ganja? But all these, even when they are far away, they see strategized, they see map out plan to invade our privacy. They have their men scouting everywhere, taking physical map, studying every terrain within the coastal region and the mainland. They even know most of our villages and community more than some of us. These are the main issue. They tell you we need it for Ruga. We want to train cow. Other countries of the world have moved on. Even the method of rearing, breeding animal here in Nigeria is outdated already. Others are looking for how to genetically enhance agricultural product, animal and plant alike. But we are here killing our people just to get a piece of land for Ruga, to give cow. These are the main issue that must be reviewed. We can practically see Nigeria personified at every level and sector. You can see Nigeria is the personification, Islamic personified. The image of Nigeria before the global community is image of Arab. Some people think you are Arab. Some are quarreling over Jesus Christ and Holy Mary. Majority of the company in the world think you are a Muslim. They don't even know that you have more Christians than Muslims in Nigeria. They think you are Muslim because you already know. Every Nigerian security apparatus outside the Navy is registered in Islam. But this is supposed to be a secular nation. Your currency outside the one reprinted by Goodluck Ebere Jonathan is emblem of Islam. Your National Assembly, the structure, your Aso Rock, the structure, even the church in Aso Rock, all of them are Islamic image. Go and look at NTA Nigeria. Even when Igbo man is making a presentation, he dressed like a Janjaweed according to Nnamdi Kanu. And to you it doesn't mean.
Iwa Alhaji. Alhaji onye mbose. Iwa Alhaji. You are Alhaji. Alhaji from where? I don't have issue with all this, but only the interior motive behind those actions. Those are the things we should be bothered for. They still continue going on, and some of us think you just have to overlook it, or rather we are being distracted not to focus on the main issue. In fact, the Minister of Information, Lawyer Mohammed, in Abuja on Wednesday, through the Sahara Reporter, being the 15th day of December 2021, said Boko Haram would have declared Islamic State in Nigeria if not for President Buhari. Boko Haram would have declared Islamic State in Nigeria if not for General Buhari. But General Buhari has told us that he will show open support for Sharia. He will show open support. What are Boko Haram looking for? Islamic State. What is Islamic State? It's all about Sharia. But in the real sense, if Nigeria were to be a country that is supposed to be, who are those people who will come and declare Sharia? So what is the essence of constitution? But do I blame them? Why do we have legislatures? Why do we have executives? Why do we have judiciary? Believe me, we understand what we have gone through as a people. But no matter what happened, we come from a background where we believe in fairness, justice, equity. Ebe beli ugo beli. And so it is embedded in our DNA. So when you see people who want to hide justice, question their origin. When you see people who are not sincere, looking for means to perfect justice, question who their father is. It is as simple as that. Putting all these things together indicate obviously that we as Biafran are sitting on gunpowder, and as such we must continue to push on harder irrespective of any form of distraction we may have been having. But the good people of Biafra must ensure that we must refuse to be distracted by the following factors. We look at the issue already. Everything will be taken from us if we don't fight to preserve them. Somebody said Biafra is our heritage. It has been taken from us already. Nigeria is working hard to tarnish the image of Biafra. IPONC are doing very well. You can imagine China Sanworu coming to tell you our own ESN, these ones are fake ESN. China Sana is an advocate of Nigeria. This is our leader. So what is the difference between them and the politicians? What is the difference between them and the Nigerian stakeholders? Some volunteers were not happy. They confronted Benjamin Madubugu. Benjamin Madubugu see they will overpower him. He called Nigerian army. Chike Doziem now, just like Nnamdi Kanu, he's giving out name. We are waiting for the publication. The law of karma is on your door already, and nemesis will catch up with you. You are now the ones selling out our people. We know all these things before. Each time you hear them come online and they begin to say our men in Oso, our men in Olo, our men are doing, they are telling Nigeria where to go. That is what they do. But most of the zombie in the bush cannot articulate. They cannot reason. Somebody give you stolen gun, give you locally fabricated bullets, give you tarpaulin, and maybe I pass my neighbor, give you carton of gala, and then pure water, and then put you in the bush, give you a wind shooter, and then you are not march even for one police station. And while you are in the bush there, they come on radio and begin to tell the world, our men in Olo, they are doing wonderfully. They are going to march. We need 2,000 head to 20,000 or be 2,000 head to bury Ikonso. We are formidable. What is the how many square meter is Olo? And then Nigerian security send out their surveillance. They unravel your position. They neutralize you and maybe bury you in a shallow grave. Nobody talks about it. Depending on, or they catch you, torture you till you begin to sing. Till you begin to sing. We must not allow ourselves to be distracted by the following factors, but we must focus on the issues, the main issues. The main issues. We must focus on the main issues, which we are going to review this evening. Number one among them is, don't let them sustain this wrong deceptive narrative. Of course, it's coming from Aziu Chuka from F4 broadcast, then on the 3rd of March 2021. You must not allow them to distract you from the main issue. Number one, don't let them to sustain the wrong narratives. Don't let them. Around January 26, 2020 or thereabout, I made a broadcast analyzing all these people you are seeing. And let's say within January till April, we were analyzing some of the things happening. Their distraction. Now we are not fighting for Biafra. He said I had to raise fund. Who raised fund? Who did not raise fund? Who is ESM? Who is not ESM? Who is supposed to broadcast? Who is not supposed to broadcast? Raise money for the Kano family and children. Is that not what you are listening to? All these are distraction. The truth remains that Nnamdi Kanu is playing all of you. He hired Simeon Ekpa. These are the people you should look at. Listen to them. They are doing well. All of them are playing out the script. Nnamdi Kanu has phone already. Even in the DSS dungeon, he has phone. You see, it's difficult for most of you to believe that all the days Nnamdi Kanu spent in Kuje prison, he had Android phone. He had Android phone. He was the one running IPOB. Zombies will come and say, when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, which but Nnamdi Kanu was in prison commanding all of us. That is when I know most of the things I know. He has numerous fake accounts. One of them is Kosi Sochuku Chibudom. Better tell Facebook to block that Facebook completely, because you people soon forget. But you are not my problem. But stop leading our people to their death. You people should stop changing the narratives. One of the first agenda there, don't let them sustain these wrong deceptive narratives. You don't know. The other time, the last outing I went to in Enugu, Barrister Ejimako was there. Now the Kanu gave me directives. Go and do something like this. I made every necessary arrangement. He sent somebody to antagonize me. One criminal that says he's a chief. All those people who can't even pay one house rent inside one room with 30 children. They hire Isiago and hire chieftaincy suit and go to court, and they begin to deceive themselves. The Igwe Kani Abaga one of Odumudumu, they are come to show solidarity with Nnamdi Kanu. They sent the man. Barrister Ejimako was there. The man was antagonizing me. I have said this before. I call China Sanguru. How can you people send me to do something and you send another person to be antagonizing me? And then, how is my security guaranteed? You asked me to go to Opiweka, and you told somebody to come and hunt me down in Opiweka. Why are you people doing that? I thank God that I've always been very meticulous in my way of approaching things. That is, Ejimako is there now, he's not dead. They knew some of these things. But of course, all of you want to be famous. You want to be, you are formidable. Muchineke ndi oshi. 419 Muchineke. Don't let them sustain these wrong narratives. As you see them now shouting, hey, it's evil. Yes, thank God Simeon Ekpa is a saboteur now. I hope you are enjoying it. I hope all of you are enjoying it. Then you do this one. Watch all of them that are causing this hulobalu. Listen to all of them. At the end of the day, you will hear all of them are bold. All of them are proud. All of them stand gidibam. They don't shift their ground. DOS lost their power. But DOS is so dumb. They are very wicked set of criminals, only interested in paying themselves, so they cannot perceive the truth. It is Nnamdi Kanu that is doing that. He will call you, say, go and do this thing. Don't tell the DOS so. I didn't have fallout with any of them, because believe me, I'm not an easy meat to chew. It's because when issues come up, I don't answer them. I'll be looking at them. But at least I know it's Nnamdi Kanu that is causing the confusion. How many times have you called me? I hope you don't tell anybody what I tell you. I say no. How will I tell anybody when I have seen the kind of person you are? They will call you from behind. Yes, go and attack Uche Mefo. You people saw it. Emeka Gift was on social media insulting Uche Mefo, supposedly the deputy leader of IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu never said anything. He was enjoying it because that is what he wants. And then the moment I responded to Emeka Gift, Nnamdi Kanu came out, I am warning you, any principal officer who insult anybody directly or indirectly on social media, you will be expelled. You will be expelled. That is a distraction. And somebody called me, say, you disobeyed Nnamdi Kanu. That is because you don't know the criminal, the wicked soul, soulless idiot you are talking to. Those of you who don't like to see the truth, know the truth, just log out. What am I trying to say? All this confusion you are seeing is in Nnamdi Kanu. The first thing is to turn Barrister Ejiofor against Ejimako. Ejimako against Ejiofor. He has given instruction to Simeon Ekpa. You should be able to understand. One Igbo boy come out. Coastal region are evil. Let us live there. We have paid blood. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Then another Yahoo from coastal region. Igbo people are betrayer. Let us not go there. Let us do our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Watch all these criminals. All of them Nnamdi Kanu is their leader. Go and watch it. Go and carry out comprehensive forensic investigation. You will see Nnamdi Kanu is the one telling them. He caused chaos, and then when he come out, he play God. He's the good man. Now give you order. Now anybody doing rubbish, I will do it like this and do. He said, Wachideke, he don't talk, he don't talk. Try to point out certain issue. He said it is not in the position of non-state actors to enforce the law of a state, but it is within your right to defend yourself when the state does not defend you, but not for you to go on the offensive and begin to attack, unleash grievous bodily harm on people or any target. I hear Chinas and we're very wise man. Our ESM, we are protecting Biafra land. You be idiot. where you come from, Ungwa, and then you will come to Orogodo and protect me. Are you okay? Without my permission, without my knowledge, you are a non-state actor as far as Orogodo is concerned. If they're in Orogodo, if they're in a car land, we need security. We will get ourselves security. Of course, Fulani herdsmen, they come once in a while and they misbehave. But I tell you, go and get their own part of the story. Go and get their own part of the story. The truth is that ESM, unknown gunmen, were never introduced to protect the people of Biafra. First of all, they are like they are like EFCC, DSS, ICPC, NDLEA. That is what they are. Now the Kanu Bulldog. Go and listen to his broadcast when he was saying, if we catch you that you are Bubago, we will kill you, we will kill you. Nigerian radio, Nigerian Info to be precise, if I'm not mistaken, was playing the audio. I was ashamed of myself. Though at that moment I've been expelled from Biafra, but I was ashamed. I was just listening to the radio. If we catch you, you are Bubago, we will kill you, we will cut off your head, we will do this one. I say, So is he now the Kanu governor of Eastern region? Is he a state actor? Does he have that right to do that? We used to have volunteer. The ultimate priority. Their assignment is simple. When we gather to meet, they mount surveillance. In terms of confrontation, they wage the war. Because we have children then, we have mothers, aged and young. In case of eventuality, somebody need to protect them. Nothing more, nothing less. And sometimes they are sent on intelligent assignment. Every community have their security. You got involved. How many people have died? You are protecting our land. Without you coming to protect our land, those people would not have died. Since you raise dragon flag, those of you who still can reason, check how many Igbo youth that have been slaughtered. And let us see if Fulani will be able to kill the number of such people. It is our right to defend ourselves. It is our right. It is clearly written there. He said it is not in the position of a non-state actor to enforce the law of a state, but it is within your right to defend yourself when the state does not defend you, but not for you to go on the offensive and begin to attack and unleash grievous bodily harm on people or targets. You can hear Chinas are saying, if you see them, lynch them. Lynch them. If you cannot lynch them, we will give you number to call. Call us. We will come and dislodge them. Within 2 days, we will dislodge them. The more you do this, the more you lose your ground. But you are in Kuwait too. Hey, Chinaza has spoken. Formidable. Egbeweja. Criminal. All the money you stole in the name of a referendum. All the money you stole. The printing press you opened in Kuwait. All the money. Have you given account? Have you given account, China Sanguru? They gather 25 million. 25 million. Person that has they have donated 25 million to is still begging 100,000. Today now, he see me on Ekpa. He's evil. He's a criminal. Or it's Nelly or Fubu. But Nnamdi Kanu was the one who hired all these people. Of course, they are doing their job. Number two, our people have been hated by the Fulani controlled government of Nigeria. And so we must do everything humanly possible to make sure that we don't enable them to inflict harm on our people. But some people are actually taking the advantage of this vulnerability and the consciousness and sentiment of our people that we want our freedom to be doing anything they like. That is not the way to go. We know Nigeria hate us. It is impossible for Yoruba to love you. Some of you, your mother is Yoruba, you are related to Yoruba. I have nothing against you, and I don't mean to undermine your position, but I'm telling you the gospel truth that the only way to destroy an Igbo man is put them inside any court with Yoruba. And of course, when I mean Igbo man, all of you from South and South, Niger Delta, Upland River, all of you are Igbo. Go there, they will mess you up. It is in their DNA. They can't help it. So if your mother is Yoruba, your father is Yoruba, they are your in-law. I have nothing against it. After all, Israel have link with every nation that have persecuted them. But then Israel does not leave her door open for everybody. God understands this principle. He taught Moses, when you approach me, not everybody is allowed in. First of all, only the leader. Only Aaron should be allowed into the Holy of Holies once in a year to offer sacrifice. And he must be sanctified, or else I will kill him. This is God speaking. And then you have the inner court. If you are not a pure blood from the descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, do not enter the inner court. I will kill you. Tell the people, because these are mixed multitude already. But those of you whose blood has been mixed as a result of thousands or hundreds of years of sojourning, you are not the enemy. You have not done anything wrong. You certainly don't have decision or the power to influence any of these decision or occurrence. I didn't choose my mother. I did not choose my father. I didn't choose to be a car man. I didn't choose to come to Nigeria. These were decisions that was taken on behalf of me. I did not choose to be a black man. Divine providence made them possible, and God understands this. But then he still kept the boundary. If your father touched your mother, an Egyptian woman, and they gave birth to you, just like Moses touched in some version of the Bible, say he married a woman, and then others said Egyptian woman. The children of Moses were mentioned just few times. Nobody talks about them again. But the woman was a very good. Jethro's daughter was a very good woman. Jethro was one of the people that advised Moses, humanly speaking, to be able to manage the people in the wilderness administratively. But then God knows what he's doing. And so when I'm saying it, it's not because you hate anybody. Let us put our priority right. You are killing your people, you are loving Yoruba. You are killing your people, you are loving Hausa. Are you not a criminal? Are you not a criminal? You can't let them to substitute this wrong narrative and impression. Don't let them. The moment you let them, you have been able to you have been distracted from the main issue. Our values, our society must not be turned upside down. People cannot be lied against because they ask questions. Perpetrators and oppressors cannot be hailed and promoted in our society, whereby their victims are now bad people. That is the problem we have in Nigeria. And then Nnamdi Kanu has been crying together with a lot of us. Nnamdi Kanu, you cannot turn back. You cannot turn around and be doing what you have been crying against. saying against Nigeria and what you are turning around to do in Biafra land, in IPOB, and in wider Biafran community. And the right thinking people must not keep quiet anymore, because you do not want to know who and who are affected by your action. And the havoc you have caused have damaged a lot of lives, and you don't want to apply restriction. It is a very simple message. You must not allow these things to distract you. Our values are being destroyed. You can imagine an Igbo man that hates, that takes life sacred. I remember as a child, in the event of accident and somebody lost his life, the blood pour on the ground. Only blood, though, even when the person is alive, the blood pour on the ground. I remember they will take stone or condemned tires, motor tires, and round that blood. It could be there for like 7 days. Say, I know na person blood make motor no match am. Some of you will say it's fetish. Some of you will say it's a diabolical, big grammar. But this is how much they value human blood. And then China Sanwo, after giving them Mkporo, he think he can still control them. And then inside the bush, you kill a fellow Igbo, you decapitate his leg and roast it like a chicken, and you are eating it in Achu Biafra. Are you still reasoning? Okay, in Achu Biafra. And the Kanu was telling you already, we will bury a console with 20,000. They are getting it now. You don't complete. You get involved in matters greater than you. We told you they killed young girls for ritual to give us. Sacrifice young virgins. God said, now the Kanu now he will deny. You see, NASA is denying them already. Use your head, though. If you don't use your head, you go use her pan. We have said it, we are saying it, we continue to say it. What you do with it is left for you. Nigeria evil, Nigeria are killing us, Nigeria are marginalizing us. Is that not what Nnamdi Kanu is doing? The truth is obvious. Some people have interior motives when IPOB was being set up. But most of us, out of sincerity, out of love we have for Biafra, we didn't look deep. We jumped in, and now we know the truth. This is the time for us to be sincere to ourselves, because if we cannot tell ourselves the truth, we should not expect the truth to come from anyone else. And so while they are busy on social media insulting themselves, I will open canker worm. Tinasa is a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu is suffering. He is crying. They take his blood 21 times. All of them are distraction. Check this year now. Elohua is supposed to give us Biafra last year. Throughout this year, is it not Yahoo Yahoo? Is it not Yahoo Yahoo? If they are not catching saboteur, they are doing orientation, international orientation. If they are not doing international magnitude or unbelievable rendition, they are there distracting you on Facebook. Kill Anglican pastor, kill everybody, murder the saboteur. I am telling you people, just be watching it. You are going to touch one person. You will think it is like every other. The rest of you will run for the rest of your life. That is why we call you. Respect yourself. You know you are not fighting for Biafra any longer. You have exhibited every anti-Biafra attitude. It's obvious. criminal you have not seen, you've not been able to comprehend, see the whole full scope of Nnamdi Kanu criminal. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu is suffering. Our leader, you oh God, is suffering. Ndiara Nnamdi Kanu is their leader. Ndiara Nnamdi Kanu, everybody Nnamdi Kanu is their leader. Our leader. This year is almost gone. Oh. How many days? Less than 15 days to go. Our leader. By January we start. Unconditional release. We will do that the whole of 2023. And he's living large in DSS custody, having access to health facilities. He's on phone now discussing with playing with his kid and his. Some of you, your wife has run away. Some of you, your shops is down. Some of you can't go home again. Some of you become enemy to your family member. Some of you can't answer your name any longer. Some of you have to live in hiding and self-denial, maybe for the rest of your life. For people who will betray you without a second thought. But what am I saying this evening, Biafrans, who have what it takes to listen, to stand by the truth? What I'm telling you is that do not allow these factors to distract you from the main issue. The main issue is that we want to go. The main issue is that we want Biafra. Must rise under the umbrella of the de facto customary government, once and for all, through the preamble of the law. Global community with this issue in a more responsible way, have stakeholders on board. That is the main issue. Everybody having their say in our say, and that is why we keep encouraging you. Look for Biafra Nation Alliance close. We are not here to do jamboree or shobe. Critical thinking, proper consultation, institution platform for lobby when necessary, and of course the code of governance is there to guide everybody, every department, every good. Of course, your meaningful, your sincere contribution, initiative is highly appreciated. At this moment, our lines are open, and you are free to call in if you have any contribution to make. Our line is 081 221 52971. 081 221 52971. The last time our direct line is 081 221 52971. And of course, the WhatsApp line is 070 815 45642. 070 815 45642. But if at the end of the day you are able to access any of this number and you have access to my social media platform, you are free to call in and make your contribution. Do not forget we are on FM. If you are in River State within Obiakpo and Ikode local government, you can get Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station on FM 100.5. And of course, I mean around Igrita, some area of Igrita, some area of Eneka, some area of Rumukurushi, and of course some areas in Rumodomanya, Ruboko, Rumi, Rumomoy, Rumukuta, Ubiwale, and its environment. And those of you in Anambra State within Mpo, Tere,
Ogbaru, you can get Biafra Human Rights and Freedom radio station on FM 100.5. And those of you in Asaba, you can get it on within Zene Junction to Onitsha Head Bridge. Caller on the line, can you hear me? Good evening from here. Your name and where are you calling from? Of course, I lost that caller. And so, like I said, those of you in Delta State, from yes, a caller on the line. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Caller on the line. Good evening from here.
Good evening.
You're welcome to the program. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm just calling from Land, Enugu State.
Go ahead, please.
Am I live?
You are live on air.
Right?
Yes, you are live on air.
But a different transmission.
But you are on Biafra Human Rights and Freedom radio station. You are on Biafra Human Rights and Freedom radio station, except there is something else you want. If you're listening to Biafra Human Rights and Freedom radio station, that is the number you have called. And so our lines are open. Like I said, you're free to call in and make your own contribution. I'll be back in a minute.
Yo, it's Bonzi Benny J.
I'm very fine, please. Go ahead. Go ahead. Gawaniru.
Okay.
Go ahead, the world is listening. That is the problem. No, that is the problem. I cannot leave Kano. No, for now, I cannot leave Nnamdi Kano because he's the one selling us. He's the one betraying us. Nnamdi Kano spent almost 10 years talking about Wazirike. Why did you not call Nnamdi Kano and say leave Wazirike alone? No, now understand. I think you have genuine intention, but your request cannot be granted. China Sanwo-Olu should publish our name and our house address. Nnamdi Kano will not here. He's the one who has betrayed all of us. I will not leave Nnamdi Kano. It's not yet time. We should stop. How many people did they kill in Enugu? How can we leave it now? He is there negotiating for amnesty. He will collect money and come and live like a Jagaban in Biafra land, having led thousands of people to their death. Thank you for your advice. We will continue from there. This is the problem. And they are telling you, rap will go there, Kai rap will go there, how do they say it? Kai rap will go there, can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
From here.
Good evening. Yes. You're welcome. I can hear you. You're welcome to the program. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate you. I want to appreciate all dedicated Biafrans who have continued to show support and stand on the side of truth. I want to appreciate all friends of Biafra, all men and women of goodwill from around the world. My name is Uchem 4. I'm calling from London. We pray the Most High God shall grant peace to those who want peace and destroy those who want to destroy others. May He set fire and confusion in the hearts of those who have been plotting, who have been lying, who have been directing violence against innocent people. The Biafra Restoration Project has been dented beyond recognition as a result of the devilish and criminal activities of IPP members of late, especially noticeable from the last quarter of last year, 2020. We cried, we advised, they did not want to hear, especially now they can, and those who are advising. They carried campaign in order to defame our characters. They carried campaign in order to paint us black. They carried campaign in order to project us to the world as the evil people, as the people who have made Biafra not to come. They presented themselves as saints. They presented themselves as those who have seen the Almighty, who commune with God, who saw tomorrow. They lied from one level to the other. They blackmailed with every sinew in their system. They even went committing all manner of crimes and heaping it against innocent people. We communicated with these people for years, especially Nnamdi Kanu. We advised them. We fought, we argued, we shouted behind the scenes. This is what a number of people do not know. But we don't blame them because they are ignorant. But the truth is that heaven and earth will bear us witness. Today, Biafra land that is supposed to be peaceful, that is supposed to be a shining example for other places and even the whole world, is now becoming a theater of war, is now becoming a land flowing with blood. Not blood that was shed by the enemies, but blood that was shed by Biafrans who destroyed their own fellow Biafrans. Those who say that they are fighting for Biafra, today they are lying from their teeth. They are lying the lies of their lives. The lives of China, Samuel, Chika, Edoziem, Tony Zurich, all of them, all these people are evil. Kanu. It will seem as if the enemy is in our camp and we are listening. But we are not keeping it because we want to keep quiet. We are keeping quiet because they are already destroying themselves. We told them that what goes up must come down, and that those who called us names, who lied against us, will be lied against. Today they have lied against themselves. Today they have destroyed themselves. And let me say once again, and I reiterate, that I have personally caused IPOB. It is not just a mere statement. It is a statement made from the depth of one's heart. A statement made after crying to God Almighty. As the pillar one of the pillars and backbone of IPOB. IPOB will never, because of actions of Nnamdi Kanu, because of the character of innocent people that he has destroyed, because of lives that he has destroyed, even lying against other people, IPOB will never be the same. They shall disintegrate into criminal camps. And very soon, anywhere IPOB is mentioned, people who are associated with it will be running away, because they have committed abomination against the land. The spirit of the land of Biafra is badly wounded. The land of Biafra has been wounded. Abomination has been committed. Atrocities have been committed. And what is happening today is not ordinary. They are today eating human beings. They are today going about maiming innocent people. Of course, it didn't start today. One day they continued. All this they are doing all in the name of restoring Biafra. And we tell them that that is not the way to restore Biafra. That what they are embarking upon is criminality. Now they come inspired criminals from different places. Those who were not even part of IPOB before, and who were not part of Biafra restoration before. He inspired them through his careless utterances and violent, ill-conceived, ill-advised campaign of horror and destruction. He said that he's going to make Nigeria to look like Somalia. Unfortunately, today, it is even part of Biafra that he's making to look like Somalia. And he does not have the capacity to quench what is going on. We warn them that their so-called ESN is a standing criminal army. Nnamdi Kanu. And months after we have warned them and said all manner of things that will happen, we are all vindicated. ESN is not fighting any Fulani headsman. ESN is a selfish criminal gang set up by Nnamdi Kanu. And today you can see what they are doing. A number of innocent lives have been wasted. They call themselves unknown gunmen. They call themselves all manner of names, depending on the circumstance that suit them. They issue threats. They threaten a lot of people. They send death threats to people. They boldly proclaimed it over the air, online, and otherwise. And they actually went ahead to carry out those heinous crimes against our people, not against the enemy. And the shameless aspect of it, or shameful aspect of it, is that they will say all these things, carry out the crimes, and they will turn around and begin to deny it. That is the hypocrisy of the highest order. And we continue to challenge them. If you are bold enough to issue threat to people, to go about carrying illegal arms and inflict all manner of grievous bodily harm on people, kill those you can kill, kidnap those you can kidnap, you should also be bold enough to take responsibility. Because what you're doing is not freedom fighting. It is criminality. And it must be condemned by all and sundry. It is very unfortunate that those who are also in position of power and who could speak up, so-called selected or elected government officials, are keeping quiet. They are even singing the praises of IPOB. We talked about human rights. They said that there is something like human rights. There's something like democracy in freedom fighting. Today, they are crying that their human rights will be respected. What a hypocrisy. What an irony. We told them that Biafra can never be restored through violence because we have gone through that way before, that route before. And we have learned our lessons. There is no way a nation can be restored through war or violence, especially in the kind of situation where we are. Biafra cannot restore through war as we speak because the indigenous populations that make up Nigeria or that are lumped or formed to be in Nigerian state are not homogeneous, they are heterogeneous and they hate each other. If you want to fight war, all other people will gang up against you. We can only fight war and win when we have international support. And when our house are in order. We must consult. We must collaborate. We must agree. There must be justifiable reason why such action should be taken. We must have to take into account where we have our capacity and capabilities. We must consider a number of other things, including humanitarian consequences of our actions. We have assessed all these things, and we may bold to continue to say that war is not an option on the table at the moment. It remains the last undesirable option. On the other hand, we have the capacity and capability and the numbers to take over the political space, the political firmament, to take over our territory by embracing and engaging in democratic process. That is the way to go. That is the only way to go as we speak. It is doable. And if we continue to pretend, we will continue to go in circles. Like we said, the Biafra Restoration Project has been dented beyond recognition, and it will take years, if not decades, for it to be rescued, or for the monumental bundle of illegality heaped on it to be, overcome. Our people must come together. Our people must collaborate. There must be collective decision-making approach, not a one-man show. We don't need emperors in our land because Biafra is not an empire. The time has come for all of us to take do some kind of introspection, do some kind of appraisal, know what we have done, know what we have not done, and know what we need to do as a result of certain action that we have taken that is not favoring us. We need to take stock. If we don't do it, then we will have ourselves to blame. There are consequences for spilling the blood of innocent Biafrans. And those who are responsible for all this will bear the brunt of it. I want to be responsible for what I'm responsible to. I also want other people to be responsible for what they are responsible for. But let no man or woman or group of people ascribe their own responsibilities to me. That is where I will say no. And that is where we are today. That is That is what has kept us where we are today. There are those of them who are saying international criminal court. He who goes to equity must go with clean hands. We cannot be crying, be shouting, be agitating that our human rights have been trampled upon, human rights have been violated by the Nigerian state. Nigerian state has been suppressing us. And we turn around, courtesy of Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, to begin to do the same thing that we are condemning in Nigeria against our own people. I have never known that this kind of thing will happen in our place. But it is happening today. And it is time for the right-thinking individuals and groups to rise up and stand for the truth. The heart of Biafra Restoration Project will never allow to see corruption. We must continue to speak up. Whatever goes up must come down. All the lies, all the blackmail against innocent people will be exposed. And all those who are responsible for it will be ashamed of themselves. We are not going to go to anywhere. We will stand and we will expose whatever is hidden, all the abomination that have been committed, all in the name of fighting for Biafra. We must stop the pretense. We must tell ourselves the truth, because it is only true that will lead us to where we are going to. We want to deliver a human rights compliant Biafra. Everything we do is anchored on the principle of international law, and with special reference to international human rights law. We must commit ourselves to rule of law and frown against every misrule, every human rights abuses in Biafra land and anywhere it affects Biafrans in Nigeria. Our people must be confident and be proud of who they are. Our people in Biafra land must understand that those who have been at the forefront of clamoring for Biafra, telling them to go and carry arms, stay in the bush, kill their fellow Biafrans, do not mean well for them. We must take stock. There is no way the kingdom of darkness will overcome that of kingdom of light. Our values have been turned upside down. Those who are perpetuating all manner of evil in our land are being held, are being promoted, are being celebrated, while their victims are being trampled upon. That is not a truthful society. That is not the mark and character of a society that is going to progress. And here comes a time when conscientious men and women must stand up and stand for what is right. Abomination committed against the people of Biafra and against Biafra land must be honored, and those who are responsible for it will bear the consequences, spiritually and physically. We are glad that we stood on the side of truth, and no matter what, we will continue to propel the goal for Biafra restoration without any equivocation. The Biafra de facto customary government is here to stay. Biafra Nations Alliance is here to stay. All genuine pro-Biafra groups are here to stay. And until we begin to tell ourselves the truth, there is no way we can make progress. Nigerian state is imploding. We continue to maintain Biafra land should be insulated from all manner of atrocities being committed in the wider context of Nigerian society. Those who are exposing us to danger must be called upon, must be exposed. This guy called Chinya Samu is the most devilish human being ever seen that has ever happened to Biafra. He brings all manner of evil. He gangs, brings criminal individuals, gangs, because Nnamdi Kanu gave him the exclusive right or responsibility to do that. Chinya Samu, together with those whom he's working with, are responsible for the 80% of crimes committed in the last 1 year in Biafra land, at least. IPOB is responsible for 80% of the crimes committed against the people of Biafra in the last 1 year. There's no going back on that. There are criminal elements that have joined them. And it is because of the flippant and uncontrollable nature of Nnamdi Kanu's disposition. It's unguarded utterances, incitement to violence. We must tell ourselves the truth. Tell me the one I have done, and I will take responsibility. But do not continue to pretend. Fulani herdsmen are cleaners. Fulani herdsmen are cleaners. But you people are the people committing more than half of the crimes. After that, you say it's Fulani herdsmen. So why didn't you arrest the Fulani herdsmen? You people say that you have ESN, that they're everywhere in the bush against Fulani killer herdsmen. Why is it that you haven't arrested any one of them? Why is it then that you are now on the streets killing our people? The wickedness is unpardonable. The abomination is unparalleled in history. The lies are uncontrollable and unacceptable. They will set themselves up, they will go and commit crime, there will be another group of people who will commit crime among them, then they will set up others to go and condemn the same crime that they committed. Who are we deceiving? It is not foreigners that have come to Igbo part of Biafra land to commit all manner of crimes. The crimes are being orchestrated by IPOB activities. In recent times, since the last quarter of last year, and led by Nnamdi Kanu. When I see these people shamelessly denying that they don't know what is happening, I laugh because it is ridiculous. How can you be killing your fellow Biafran and to the extent of even eating and roasting their body? You call them criminals. I told them that DOS was not fit for purpose and is still not fit for purpose. I told them that most of them are criminally minded. I told Nnamdi Kanu that he was under siege and that by the time I leave the scene, he will know the dependable ally he had in me. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is where he is. Who is fighting for him? All the people that would have held IPOB together have all left because of greed, because of wickedness. And that wickedness will consume all of them. Abomination remains abomination. And we must call it by its name. That is the only way we can move forward. Thank you very much, the ONYIBE. I will leave others to speak. But in the next coming days and weeks and even months ahead, we will begin some level of exposition because all these things cannot be swept under the carpet. They can never be allowed to swept under the carpet. And we will never allow the heart of BIAFRA Resolution Project to see corruption. Thank you once again and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining me this evening. The truth cannot be overemphasized. The truth cannot be overemphasized. It is glaring. It's left for our people to develop that capacity to be able to look at the truth, embrace the truth, pick up the truth, make it part of your own beating heart. Because this is the only thing that will save us in the end. We must not forget, it is truth that brought us here. And if indeed we want to go home, we must allow this truth to lead us home. The last caller that called before Mazimefo joined was simply saying, leave Nnamdi Kanu alone. It's not possible. Yes, caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Hello.
Good evening from here. Go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Chidanya.
You're welcome.
I'm calling you from Libya.
Go ahead, please.
Good. I want to make a little correction and contribution.
Go ahead. The word is listening.
It was Mr. Uche Emefo that just finished speaking right now. Am I right?
You're very correct.
Good. I want to contribute. I want to correct him in some aspects. Number one, he mentioned about people leading our people to die, our youth to die young. You know, people asking our people, and they can asking our people to carry our ammunition, our young boys to fight, to stand on their feet, to defend themselves. He was like condemning it. I want to put it to him that before he was with IPOB, he was the number 2 man. If I could remember vividly, during the time of end of the SARS, he was on the station dropping messages and saying things. Good. Now he is no more with IPOB. That is now when he realized that Nnamdi Kanu is leading our youth to die.
Point of correction. Mazimefo was not there in SARS, and he never said anything.
He was not with IPOB during end of SARS.
It's Nnamdi Kanu that is on the radio. Burn Tinubu house, destroy Lagos. We have gone in Benin. It was Nnamdi Kanu.
But Uche Emefo was with IPOB. He was working as the number 2 man.
This is why you make mistake. Uche Emefo at that moment has been kicked out of the radio Biafra by a former as directed by Nnamdi Kanu. And so how could he have possibly come on radio and get involved in NSAS?
Okay, you see, my brother, you see this issue of Biafra.
Yes.
The issue of Biafra.
Yes.
As because we are Biafrans, and thank God we all are very, very intelligent. God bless each and every one of us as a Biafra with wisdoms. We have wisdom. We carry star. Everybody as a Biafra, as an Igbo race, have his or her own star on his head that is carrying him. This Biafra issue, starting from Owazirike, we've been losing our youth, and we'll be losing our youth and be losing our youth. I want to put it to Uche Emefo personally as a former IPOB member. They know where it's spoiled. They should gather together. This is not a matter of coming to the radio station. This one will cast. This one is. We are all Igbos. Let us come together. This is not a matter of you give your own idea. You cast this one. We are one blood. We can't hide it. Nobody can hide.
Okay.
And it's not a must that you must be a member of IPOB before we get Biafra. Hello?
Yes.
Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's not a must that somebody must be. It's not a must that somebody must be a member of IPOB. You understand? For him to get Biafra. So this idea of casting this one, this backbiting things should stop.
Now
let us come together. We are not a play for children. We don't be a play for people.
Let me clear what you have said, so that those who are listening to us can benefit from it. One of the things you said is that they have been killing us, and now Nnamdi Kanu said we should rise up and defend ourselves, and so Mazimefo is condemning it. Do you have the record of how many people that have been killed within this year by unknown gunmen, ESM? Is there any Fulani except the recent one? Is it not our people?
Yes.
Do you agree with me that in the hand of unknown gunmen and ESM, we have lost more of our people than the attack of Fulani herdsmen? And so, if defending our people, fighting to protect ourselves, we lose more lives than the Fulani are killing our people, what sense does it make? Something is wrong somewhere. And secondly, if you listen, if you listen to what Mazimefo said now, he said this issue has been going on. You and I am a member of the DOS. I am the African Continental Rep. I am the highest longest serving principal officer of IPOB as far as Biafra is concerned. At the same time, I was the Nigerian National Coordinator. I was the Biafra Land National Coordinator. I was the Rivers State Deputy State Coordinator. I was a zonal coordinator, a local government coordinator, at the same time a unit coordinator. The IPOB member are listening to me. And so I have access to all the information and what is happening. We start making our plea. For 4 years, we start pointing out this evil within, but they don't listen. The more we talk, at times we quarrel. When we begin to play the audio, you will be ashamed of yourself. You that is a Biafran will be ashamed. These Chinas and every rubbish they are doing, they refuse. They made plan, but when people say Biafra is a spirit, I completely agree. One of the frustration of Nnamdi Kanu is that all the people he sent to me, for instance George ONYIBE, to rubbish me, they send me audio, they send me text messages. I have all of them. And when you begin to play it, Nnamdi Kanu will call me in the morning. He say, George ONYIBE, I'm very proud of you. I love what you are doing. And then he send another people, go and rubbish that man. The audios, all of them are there. You think they are avoiding me because they are afraid of me? I told them they are dancing in the marketplace for 4 years. For 4 years, all the people that came out and tell them what is going on now is not good. It will lead to the death of our people because we are not truly ready for it. All of them are saboteurs. You saw what Chinasa did recently. He came online and began to mention the name of our people. Is that right? I don't care what they have done. Is it okay?
It's not right. And it's not right. I kicked against it.
And that is the same thing Nnamdi Kanu did for coming online and calling Akowara. Akowara is missing till today. He's from Imo State. His family lives in Delta. The daughter is out of school and they can't pay her rent. And there are unconfirmed information that Akowara had been killed. Ruby Matthew, as well as Onwukwe Nwanzi, all of them, Nnamdi Kanu came on Radio Biafra and said these people are kidnapper. They are kidnapper. They live in so street in Anambra. And the next morning, Akowara was picked up. Just that others were fast enough to run away. Tina Samoru has given order so many times for our people to be buried alive. They gave them oath not to talk or the oath will kill them. One of them is dead. He didn't say anything. Mo is dead. Ndunesoku is still alive. Chijoke Otaji is still alive. Tina Samoru gave order that Nnamdi Kanu asked him to bury these people alive.
I told him, under my jurisdiction, you will do no such thing. Obasi is not here. They have to release those boys. Give them oath never to say what happened to them. And all these things we know, we'll be pretending that we are fighting for Biafra. What kind of Biafra is that?
Imagine.
So understand, we are not opened up, so we look like the bad people. And when we will open up, when we open up, so we don't enjoy what we are doing. It is with great pain we expose this evil. It is with great pain. But understand, it is not our intention to undermine anybody. I will stand with Mazemefo in 100 lifetime. He's not a perfect man, but I have put my place. Yes, I put myself in his place. I have felt his pain, and I see he was ignorant of everything. And when he began to see what was going on, he saw how much he had been messed up. Look at him, look at all of them. Just look at all of them. Analyze their character, the role they have played since this year. Maybe you begin to see the truth. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you, my brother. You're welcome.
It's
Thank
okay.
you. I appreciate you.
Good evening. Yeah. And of course, our people will know the truth. The truth will set them free. I thank God the two people who called in this evening in form of giving advice or suggestion. I will give it to them. They kind of very much in fact, I would say they are progressive minded people. You say something without cursing, you say something, you make your point, and then you get the other part of the story. You will be shocked. Before anybody heard about this misunderstanding, it has been in the discussion, in the pipeline for 4 years. I'm joined by Mazi Obidiobinu at this moment. Can you hear me, Daddy in the Lord?
Yes, I can, Mazi ONYIBE, or rather Diopa.
Diopa. You are welcome to the program, sir.
My Reverend Ndewa, thank you so much. Sometimes you put a little humor in what we're doing, but it doesn't really, this time around, it's, I don't know if it warrants it, but what can we do? We come here and do what we have to do. But we cannot be sadist as well. But thank you so much for what you're doing. And I want to say good afternoon from here to all dear friends who are listening. I appreciate your effort, my brother, and I thank you for what you're doing. As you can see, the time I called in was the time the brother from Libya called, because I wanted to listen to them, but then it calls for me to make a contribution, and I thank you for the patience and endurance, because I don't really think I can extend that level of patience, because that guy wouldn't have gotten the information that he's gotten now, that he finally said, wow. And I say, oh, thank God for Mazi ONYIBE, because now he understands. It's a step to knowing what we have been saying here all the time. It's not about telling us to stop talking. When you see something that is already rotten, so right in our face, we are seeing what is happening, and then we are saying get together. How can you get together with this kind of people? And now we are witnessing people eating human beings, feeding on human beings. Okay, and like I said yesterday, you know that the dangerous ones that hung up those meat, the human meat, have disappeared. They have moved them away, and then called the Nigerian so-called security, I don't know, let's give it to them right now, to come and arrest the vulnerables. The wicked ones have escaped. They have moved to another location where they will set up another evil. And I don't know why people cannot understand this simple thing. And my brother that called from Libya, just to add to the information that Mazi ONYIBE gave to you, have you thought about why is it that there's so much confusion in the struggle now? Have you asked that question? And it seemed like all the factions with the leadership, according to them, all the disciples and apostles of Nandekan and the servants of Nandekan, they are all fighting one another. Have you asked a question, just like I said yesterday? How come he has not issued instructions? How come? Because we do know that he has a phone wherever he is, regardless of all this babbling about how he's being treated. We saw the man from DSS spokesperson the other day clarified everything. He said that nobody that is in that status of a criminal is receiving care more than Nandekan. He's receiving medical care. He's receiving everything because the Nigerian government does not want to kill him. They want him to testify. They want him to not to testify, but to kind of reveal a lot of things that you probably did not know today. They want him to confess. That's why there's some expert medical teams around him, making sure that he's not dying, because and keeping him alive, protecting him, as you heard before in the court. Bintanyako said the reason why he has not transferred him to the prison is for his own life. Okay? In as much as we are not happy with the system of Nigeria, there's still an atom of truth, and sometimes in what they are saying. My brother, ask yourself today, why is Simon Ekpa doing his own Biafra? Why is the DOS, the Department of Saboteurs, doing their own Biafra? Why do we have the one that call themselves Department of Emissaries and Epidemias doing their own? All they are doing is raising fund. This one raising fund. This one raising fund. This one raising fund. We just heard that they are raising fund for the Canons wife again today. Okay? Fundraising freedom fighters. And they are robbing people. They are raising fund using the name of indigenous people of Biafra. But you know where those monies are going, in their pocket. They are lying to the people. Have you asked yourself, why has Nnamdi Kanu not called this warring faction in his camp to order? Because in as much as he sends out message through his lawyers, through his brothers, through Edosium, through Madame Oyibo, through Simon Ekpa, do you think that he cannot tell them to cease all this drama? Have you asked that question? So if you answer that question, the answer to the question is that the number one, the criminal, the killer of our people is Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing short. So I don't know why you guys are defending him. I don't know why this simple equation is very difficult to understand. He has all his spokespeople. He has all his emissaries. But there's fire on the mountain. There's confusion. This group chasing this one, another group chasing this one. And he has not called them to order because, you know, they're doing command and control. So who is not commanding who? Who is controlling who? So when you answer these questions, you clearly see that he already sold the struggle a long time ago. All he's doing is to find where he will put his hands to come out, openly as he agreed. But guess what? He can never swell this Biafra struggle because what is pushing the groundwork of this struggle is equity and justice, and is based on truthfulness. Nigerian government has not come clear of what they're doing. Of course, Nigeria is a failed state. You know that. They are just trying to hang on something. Britain does not have control again. China is coming in very soon, if you guys don't know. In as much as we talk about this Islamization, I don't know if we are going to talk about Buddhanization again from China, because they are coming in to help them fight Boko Haram. According to them. The other time they sold how many tankers to them? And they are happy that they have weapons or equipment. But little did they know that China can destabilize all those things. So you begin to wonder what kind of people are these that says they are running a government. Animals everywhere. And when you call them animals, they get even wilder and want to kill you. Otherwise, what is short of this? Animals can even protect their own. These people don't even know how to protect their own. That's the worst part of it. That's the worst part of it. Look at the North now. The North is a war zone. Talking about Fulanization or whatever. The 19 governors just met the other day, and somebody was telling them that what they are doing is administrative stupidness or whatever he call it, or foolishness. Because they left the borders open, thinking they're holding our people in the south and close the southern border. And what is happening now? Nemesis is catching on them. They cannot even stay. They don't even know who they are fighting. Yet, instead of using their military in the north, they push their military down in the south to be killing our people for whatever reason. Now the kind of foolishness. And I don't know what people are not seeing here. When people are saying they are supporting ESN, ask me if ESN is licensed. We talked about these things almost a year ago when we told you about the implications of letting this monster come out in the name of securing our people. But apparently you guys don't know what we're talking about. Now you had this criminal China Sanworu backing like Chihuahua the other day, calling out names of people who does not listen to them, who does not follow their instruction again. And he's in Kuwait. He's in Kuwait giving orders who to kill, who to behead. And he came out the other day to back like a Chihuahua to tell you that this person is not IPOB, this person is not IPOB. But I was listening to a program this morning. One of those guys called in to say that he can bet his life that all those people, that China Sanworu was saying that they are not ESN, are ESN members. Now they are denying these guys, and not just denying them, they are calling their names on the radio so that the Nigerian terrorists or the security outfit will pick them up and kill them. That was the modus operandi. Continue to eliminate these boys. Anyone that talks about Biafra, anyone that is serious about what we're doing, blackmail them, get them killed. If it wasn't for God Almighty that we are here outside the contraption, by now we would have been burned to life, burned to ashes on the streets of Biafra, because somebody came out to open his wide mouth and say that we sold Biafra. And up to tomorrow, you haven't got the message. But we will continue Obasanjo the other day said something. He said that asking Buhari to do something more is like beating a dead horse. And he was right. In other words, you have somebody that is presiding over a whole nation or a country that doesn't have nothing to give whatsoever. Foreigners are invading the land today. Instead of using their military or whatever their forces appropriately, they are using it in Southeast to kill our people. And the so-called governors and the senators in the southeastern states are going and sharing their money because they think they're comfortable in Abuja. And I can tell them it's not going to be long that Abuja will be run over. And let's see where they will go. Because what is happening with Gumi that says he's keeping peace between the bandits now have withdrawn, that is no longer their spokesperson. In other words, that war that my Lafayette Obadiah told you about, that revealed before they killed him, is setting in. We are entering 2022. For all of you who are still running around, Monday movie, the ones that are doing what is it called? Comedy, because everybody now is comedian. Everybody but Marioto, everybody but Ogene, everybody but chief and honorables. Nobody is paying attention to what is happening. China is saying they're coming in to help Nigeria. These Fulanis are already in the land, including the militants from the Sahel region. They are all over the place. And our people are not paying attention. Every modality is used to kill our people, including setting fires every day or a trailer falling on top of people. And nobody is saying anything. You have legislators. We don't know what they're legislating. When people who say something, they say, oh, no, this is not the right way. Now, you guys need to hold them accountable to show you the right way. Because there's fire on the people. And this is what we owe each and every one of you, to continue to speak on these issues that you cannot see, because we see them, we hear them before you. We see, we hear them. Our job is to tell you. Our job also is to tell you to disengage from this foolishness called punks, from this foolishness, from this evil that the Canon had set up in the land, and find your way into Biafra de facto government. That's a way to go. It's a collective effort. The other day we presented the governance code that spells out the right of citizens, what we need to do, what was said by the Montevideo Declaration on how to go about self-determination. But you guys want to do macho. You want to do choreograph and get into a nation. Well, what can we do? Continue. Continue making video broadcasts. Continue Facebook broadcasts. Continue shouting. Continue raising funds. And I tell you also, consider stopping for a minute and rethinking of what you're doing. We need you to participate in this all-important struggle. We need everybody's participation. Make a U-turn. Find a family near you, just like we organized this family before. Do the same. Come and make yourself available. As you come, you must come with truthfulness. And as you come, you must come with humility. Meanwhile, we are open to working with any other group that are doing things that are not jeopardizing people's lives. Of course, we do know that the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliances for Self-Determination is working in that direction, calling on all ethnic groups or indigenous people in that contraption to come together and refuse these present criminals. Refuse them because they are not doing anything. They are not ready to legislate. Of course, yesterday, I'm sorry to take it long, but you were talking about Islamization. It's not conspiracy theory. It's real, my brother. You had them yesterday trying to expand what is this, their law? What is Sharia law? They want to expand the territory. They brought it in the House of the Senate until a young lady told them no, they cannot just vote on something they didn't know about. They should go and present these documents ahead of time so they can look at it and see what they are talking about. They are trying to expand Sharia law. And it was heard on the floor of the Nigerian Senate. And we're talking about a contemporary society. People don't get it that these people are already taking away themselves out of Nigeria. They just want to emasculate everybody with their ideology. And we are moping. I agree with holy. Only one savior. That's all we're doing. Instead of coming out and making an input and standing the cause, knowing that you are part of this movement. The indigenous people are calling you. Therefore, the factor government is calling you. Make yourself available. You cannot hide in your home and expect one person to get a freedom for you. My Reverend, I want to give it up here so that other people can have a say in this program this afternoon. I want to thank you again for what you're doing. May God in heaven bless you for standing tall in all these things. All hail Biafra, and God bless the people of Biafra and all of us of freedom. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining me this evening. Of course, we continue to work towards this direction that will enable our people to get their freedom in the end. We understand the game from within and from outside, but we pray to God that He will open the eyes of our people. Call our WhatsApp, your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. Yeah. Go ahead, please. The word is listening.
Biafrans. My name is Chukwudi Eric. I hail from Manama province. I don't have much to say, but I want to pass a little information to Biafrans. Let some of our people who are here, let them hear. If they refuse to hear, then they are old. I listened to China Samuru broadcast. When China Samuru list the name of some of our brothers and some communities, call them criminals. I don't have issue with them. I don't have issue with IPOB. But we need to tell ourselves.
That is a network issue, and let's hope we will be able to reconnect. Our people will stand up
must at this moment begin to review our positions. We have to review our positions because a lot is at stake. All this game of distraction will lose and grow them. We need to put our energy and focus on the issue at hand and do not allow anybody to distract you, because in the end the enemies are not relenting. In the end the enemies are doing what their agenda is certain. They don't have any reason to back down. They are moving on to take over Biafra land. But then we have a role to play. We have a nation to deliver. And by all means, at all costs, we will keep on fighting. We will keep on pushing. We will keep on this journey until Biafra is restored. Like I said, we are experiencing some technical network issue from this end, and I'll be back in a minute.
Yo, it's Bonzi Benny J. Sugar Man from the beat. No. Together we gon' make it. Yes, I'm working out of exclusive.
Listen, we're back again. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much,
Go
sir.
ahead, please.
Biafrans need to open their ears and they should listen to the voice of the truth. We stand for justice for our own people. The life of our people is very important to us. My name is Chukwudi Eric. I hail from Anama Province, Delta State. What Chinas and Munu did, the same thing Nnamdi Kanu. That was April 12th, 2020, when Nnamdi Kanu mentioned some of our own people, our soldiers, and Akwara is involved. It's the same thing. Chinas and Munu did the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu did last year. Those men Nnamdi Kanu, Chinas and Munu mentioned their name. They are full member of ESN. Biafrans, open your ear. If you like, take our words. If you like, throw it. That's your own business. But Biafrans need to know the truth. Those people, Chinas and Munu, make sure their name are full member of ESN. These are the men who started from volunteer to Lions Squad, to Dragon Squad, before ESN come up or came up. Now, Chinas and Munu come on air. He announced those men name because he want to danger those men life. He want to put their life in danger. Yes, we are fighting for Biafra and we need Biafra. Any man or woman who want to danger the life of our people, we must rise up against the person, because the life of our people is very important. China Sanwo come on air to show those soldiers and open his own mouth to tell Biafra, those men and women member of it. Biafrans, listen, those members, those men that China Sanwo mentioned their name are full member of ENC. The reason why China Sanwo come on air to announce their name because they fail to give those men what those men need to take care of themselves. Because when you assign somebody in duty, you must take care of the person. But they fail to take care of those men, and those men now need to take care of themselves. They have to do anything to survive in life. Biafrans need to wake up because now they cannot mislead our people. And some of our people who believe in Biafra struggle, who want to get freedom for our people, believe that Mekano is Alpha and Omega. Mekano have the final say. They need to wake up. Those boys, Chinas and Woru, or those men, Chinas and Woru mentioned their name, are full members of ESN, are full members of Volunteer, Lion Squad, Dragon Squad, Dead Men Walking. They have used them, and Chinas and Woru want to dump them, the way they dump Akwara and send Akwara to prison. This is where I have problem with IPOB. Don't use our people and dump them. If you don't want to use them again, you keep your mouth shut. Don't implicate them. Don't sell them to Nigerian government and you say you are fighting for our people. Chinas and Woru sell those men to Nigerian government. The way now they can sell Akwara and some of our soldiers to Nigerian government. April 12, 2020. And Chinas and Woru did the same thing to sell our heroes, our soldiers, the way now they can sell Akwara and sell Ikoso. It was in an account that sold Ikoso to Nigerian government. Nigerian government don't know Ikoso before. It was in an account that implicated Ikoso because of an account greediness and selfishness. And some of our people say, don't talk about Nnamdi Kanu, forget about Nnamdi Kanu, and Nnamdi Kanu is the Alpha and Omega. We must talk about Nnamdi Kanu because Nnamdi Kanu is a big problem to Biafra movement. It's a danger to our people. I said it before on this Biafra Human Rights Day. Nnamdi Kanu is a ritualist. It's a ritualist, a blood-sucking human being. And we want to use our people, for we want ritualists, we want sacrifice to be popular and famous. And some of Biafrans, the genuine Biafrans, are telling us to keep quiet. We cannot keep quiet. We must continue pushing. Biafrans, those names we hear on Radio Biafra or Racho Radio, I don't know how you people can pronounce it, under Nnamdi Kanu leadership. Those names that you hear from Chinas and Woru Smart are genuine ESM. Those men, they are hungry. They want to survive in life. They want to take care of themselves. And under Nnamdi Kanu leadership, refuse to take care of them. They have to come outside and look for something to survive. In those men carry any negative activity, Chinas and Moro know about it. Nnamdi Kanu know about it. Biafrans need to wake up. They need and we need to fight a genuine fight. We need a genuine country. Maybe some of Biafrans, you can dislike me or you hate me. I could remember the last time they post my name, my picture, then press it, rest in peace. That is your own business. I don't care. All I care is the freedom of my own people. Chinas and Moro should take time. Those who know Chinas and Moro should tell Chinas and Moro to stop killing the life of our people. Every single soul in Biafra land or in Biafra nation is important. It's very, very important. And we need to do the right thing to protect our people and to save the life of our people. I watch so many videos, seeing when some of our people are wasting human life. Wasting human life. Even if we are fighting for freedom, does it mean we need to lose human life to get the freedom? Nnamdi Kanu handwork and Chinas and handwork and who else handwork. Now they have come already to deny them. You cannot deny anybody. If you deny anybody, thunder will fire him. If Chinas and Moro deny those guys that those guys are not ESM member, Chinas and Moro will never see in life. Because those men have already operate under ESM because they are very hungry, no food to eat, nothing. They are there in the bush, struggling, looking for something to survive. And they have to come outside and rubbish to survive. And you come here to deny them. Yes, we are supposed to tell Biafrans the fact, but I'm not able to reach you. But may God have mercy on our people and may God save Igbo nation. Because Igbo nation, the Kanu and cohort and followers will rubbish Igbo nation. But the grace of Dr. Kadu and Magic Tumefo, Obi and Chief Raf was working will save Igbo nation for this mess Nnamdi Kanu to lead them to. Therefore, may God continue to strengthen you and protect you, and we must stand for justice and truth. Any man or woman who want to recall, I don't know how to put it. We want to give us a nation that Nigeria will be better than. We don't need it. We don't need it. And from my normal promise, and from Agbo, and I serve under Nnamdi Kanu, I know the truth. If you like, keep my name to anywhere, that is your own fucking business. But we must stand to tell our people the reality and to save the life of our people. No man born a woman will stop Biafra movement. But I want to beg Biafra
zone under the leadership of Chief Ralph Vazurupi, our father, to do the right thing, because our people need freedom. Because if they fail to do the right thing, there is a generation who will ask them, when you are in this position, what do you, can you tell us, what do you do to save the life of our people? Biafra is purely. When anybody say we want to change the name tomorrow, I believe the name become Biafra, but the life of our people or the freedom of our people is purely, and nobody will stop it. Thank you very much, and God bless you, sir. My name remains Chukwudi Eric from Anima Province, Agbo. Thank you very much, sir, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. We must continue. We're inching closer to the end of this program. We'll take one call more, and then we'll call it a day. I'm joined by Dr. Kado at this moment. Can you hear me, sir? Good evening from here.
Good evening, ONYIBE. Good evening.
Yeah, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much. Just wait, let me lower my. Just a minute. Yes, good evening, Dr. ONYIBE. Thank you for having me. My greetings to Obieno and Eric, the last speakers. I had them. My name is Emeka Okiadu. Once again, I'm calling from London. I have from teachers in the province of Biafra.
I think we have some technical issue as always. Let us go back and see what we can do there. You're back, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're back.
The line went off. Sorry, please.
Yes,
I don't know.
It's network issue. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, my name is Emeka Okiadu. I repeat, I have from a teachers in Okiba province of Biafra land. Good evening, our great listeners, friends of Biafrans and our well-wishers. Greetings also to my last speakers, Obieno and Chukwudi. Well, I just want to focus more on the discussions I've been carrying along all these days. The issue of our citizenship and the objective of the government of Biafra. de facto customary. The focus, we must have to understand our present status. Our present status, anywhere we are, we must be proud to present ourselves as de facto citizens of Biafra, and at the same time make meaning of our political citizenship, which presently we consider as being enforced on us. But what is certain is that as things stands now, we are political citizens of Nigeria, and we must have to make meaning from it. Historically speaking, this new policy that the government of Biafra is trying to develop has its historical foundation. Then let me go back a bit. How do you make meaning from the political citizenship of Nigeria that we all have? Is through representation and participation. I am trying to be a bit, straightforward, because what we're trying to put forward to our citizens, there are facts and practical issues. It's not propaganda, neither rhetorics. The usual rhetorics we've had for years now, and we've not been able to do anything. Yesterday, I gave an example of symbolic manners in which we can enjoy and defend our de facto citizenship. Our present father of the de facto government, Chief Raphael Wazirike, is in the vanguard of doing this. Well backed up by Biafran First Lady, so what we have to do now is that for us to be able to give meaning to the political citizenship of Nigeria, in order for us to reach our full political citizenship, that's the Biafran political citizenship, which in a phrase, in a Latin phrase, could be considered as de jure status, meaning legal status of our Republic of Biafra. For us to achieve this status, we must make meaning from the present political status we have in Nigeria, and that can be possible through participation and representation. I gave instance yesterday on the circumstances in which the citizens of Biafra could vote and choose and elect their representative in southeastern, present in some of the states, or present south. That means automatic legal status of the nation. I mean, that means automatically reaching the status of the jure we're talking about, having the full-fledged restoration. When you see it from this perspective, you see that it is not impossible. But all depends on us, and as I said, it has a historical foundation. The First Republic left a lot of vital references for us. This policy we are trying to develop now can strongly be interest from a document of the government of Biafra of the First Republic, which they titled Memorandum for Future Understanding with the Government of Nigeria. So this document is important considering it was a document written when there was an armed conflict with Nigeria, but still they were able to produce a document like that. And practically, it did not exclude issues of economic relationship and cultural relationship. So I am making reference to that for us to understand that the issue of us making meaning from our political citizenship of Nigeria should seriously be taken into consideration, because all these years it has been denigrated, it has been misinterpreted, or it has been played over against to our detriment. So it's time now that we have to wake up and seriously consider that approach as one of the easiest way to reach our objective. As we can see, the document I made reference to is quite different from the Ahera Declaration, which was another vital policy document of the First Republic. But on this particular issue of relationship with Nigeria, with regards to the full restoration of Biafra, pertinent issues can be derived from this memorandum for future understanding written by the First Republic. So in short, we must have to learn the way to complement these two approaches in order for us to reach our objective. It is not impossible. All that I am trying to say is that one can complement each other for us to reach our full stage of restoration. So for many of you that are in our homeland, that have only political citizenship, which is Nigeria, be bold enough and make meaning out of it. There's no preaching here from the government of Biafra of saying deny yourself of being a Nigeria. That's wrong. And that is misleading. So what government of Biafra is saying is that make meaning from your political citizenship. Because as things stands now, what we have with our Biafra is only de facto citizenship. Political citizenship with Nigeria still holds. Even when the First Republic was enjoying both political and legal citizenship, they never excluded memorandum of understanding for future relationship with Nigeria, in which they were emphasizing also the need for economic, commonwealth, and cultural relations. So we have to take this. It's very, very important. And as I said, how can this be possible? It can be possible through participation and representation. In what? In the politics. Because if we are talking about political citizenship, for you to have that political citizenship, it means that you have to participate and be represented within that political context in which you are enjoying the citizenship. Because we are talking about political citizenship. So we have to, as I used the phrase yesterday, it's a moment to shine our eyes, be focused, while other conversations goes along to complement it. I would also like to make mention of issue of menace. I think the government of Biafra has been expressing great understanding towards the positions or the ideology or proposition of menace. The government of Biafra has been showing great attention and understanding more than most of the protagonists in Ninas has been able to do. But we are very, very cautious of that. As I have said earlier on, Ninas to the government of Biafra is a means, just like other means we have made mention. Most of the issues that has been treated there is quite pertinent and is of interest also to Biafra. But Biafra, they should understand, which in different occasions we've been able to emphasize on that Biafra, as you can see it, is an end product. Being an end product, that's why we are saying that the status under which you can make reference to it is that of de facto and de jure. We are already enjoying the de facto status, meaning that it is an indisputable fact. It's no longer a mere ideology or theory. While we are looking forward for the consolidation of the political or legal state status. So we consider Ninas as one of the means in most of the pertinent issues they have raised, though they have been able to come up with such, but we see that they are a bit late in doing that. When we consider one of the protagonists that they normally make reference to, that's Enahoro. Enahoro, during the period of the First Republic of Biafra, was a Minister of Information. He invested all that he could, his energy, intellectual, to disprove the right to self-determination. But unfortunately, he realized that that's the reality that should go in Nigeria. At his old age, though he didn't play active role during the Aburi conference, but in most of these conferences that was piloted by the Organization of African Unity, Enahoro, who was the chieftain, former chieftain of Pandef, and who practically instituted this present Ninas we are talking about, later on realized that self-determination is the way, just about more than 40 years after. one of his regrettable works in one of the conferences that was summoned by the OAU was his reply to the president of Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, while he was sustaining why Biafrans must enjoy their right of self-determination. There's a very famous document by Nahoro in which he said that that's for Nyerere. That was the title of the document. So what I mean is that notwithstanding, we know that it's history. So the issues that Ninas, most of their positions are pertinent, but they are only a means, pertinent means that their funds show interest. But there isn't any ground of comparison of the two realities. Ninas is a means, Biafra is already an end product. So that's what I have to say tonight. In order not to waste much of your time, I should say that Biafran citizens, I repeat again, please, it's time. Government of Biafra is calling on everyone. We have to know how to enjoy and defend our de facto citizenship, and at the same time, make meaning of our political citizenship of the Federation of Nigeria. And that can be possible through participation and representation. Once more, I thank you, Dr. ONYIBE, for giving me this opportunity. And as the conversation continues, I call on everyone also to remain focused. Thank you very much for having me, and good evening from me.
Thank you very much, sir. You're welcome. And of course, at this moment, we will be drawing the curtain on this segment. Tomorrow is another day. We'll certainly continue from where we stop. We must get home. And I can assure you that every instrument already to achieve this aim has been deployed already. It's just left for us to stand up, pick up this challenge, and we'll get home. I say good night from here, and God be with all of us.
Yes, Sponsored Benny J. Just a man from the beat. No. Together we go.
We couldn't be divided, but whatever it takes, Biafra is here standing. We only moving forward, we depend on unity. Biafra is involved in every positive activity. We uphold our freedom, Biafra is our nation. Till the better days come, peace and prosperity. But whatever this year brings, no matter the weather, Biafra's gonna make it as long as we together. And we hope we do stand or we ever be together. And to go keep government must go gonna make us stand together, and so we say